We really did find that, in fact, what people had told us all along in the community was, in fact, the truth. That the opportunity for the exposure to the children while the mother was carrying the child was the most important thing. And when the child, after the birth, the opportunity for exposure that the children, in fact, had from the water themselves really played no important role. And Steve Lagakos talked about statistical associations and how we look for a weight of evidence when we really don't have one specific, perhaps one specific test that in fact pushes our ideas to conclusions. And I think in this case we proved that there were a lot of different ways to look at what we saw to come to the same conclusion. We did see that there were statistical associations that showed that the consumption with the water was related to the leukemia outcome. But we also saw, like I mentioned, the fact that there was a relationship between the dose, the amount of water people drank, and whether the children ended up having an adverse outcome, in this case leukemia. There was a logical relationship between when the wells were online and when the leukemias were seen. And we saw, in fact, that after the wells were closed, and there was a time period for which the children that might have been exposed during the time the mother was carrying those children were diagnosed. After those children were diagnosed, there were no new cases from 1986, from the end of 1986 until 1995. So the leukemia incidence went to zero, actually to way less than we would have expected for a community of this size.